Hi there guys, welcome back to the next video in my Kanto Solo Run series, where I aim to solo the game with a Pokemon chosen by our randomizer wheel. Let's recap the rules and get straight back into it. First off, the wheel decides which is 3 Pokemon, choose one of the 3 and we do the run with that Pokemon. Secondly, I can only use that Pokemon in battle, but I can catch utility Pokemon for HMs. Third, I can't heal in battle using items, but healing outside of battle is allowed, and moves like Recover and Rest also allowed. Fourth, I can use the Badge Boost glitch, because it's kind of unavoidable in Gen 1. Finally, I can use TMs and HMs. Now let's recap, let's get on with the video.
Okay, let's get started on this week's spin of the wheel. First up, Weepinbell again. This has come up maybe 3 weeks in a row now. I might have to do a Weepinbell run just to get it off, because it just seems to want to choose it. Nidoking. I really want to do a Nidoking run. We have done quite a few of the Nidoran line recently, so to be fair, might put that one to the side for now. And last up is Dugtrio. Nah, I think we'll go Weepinbell. Let's get it off the wheel. Okay, now we've got Weepinbell chosen on the wheel. Has come up quite a lot of times, so it's probably about due time to actually get started on the Weepinbell run, really. Let's have a quick chat about its stats. So, it has a total base stat of 390. And the majority of that is in its attack and its special attack. Well, as in Gen 1, it would just be its special, so kind of averages around about the 60 mark. Maybe around about the 60-65 mark. Past that, it's got 65 HP, 50 base defense, and 55 speed. So, in terms of base stats, it's kind of pretty much average, but its starting moveset actually is pretty good. We get quite a varied moveset to start off with. We get Vine Whip, we get Growth, which is going to be killer for when we actually utilise the Badge Boost glitch. And even though we're going against a Charmander, pretty much using Vine Whip for that, we managed to get through quite easily. We also start with Wrap as well, which would be a good stalling move, especially in Gen 1. But that Vine Whip is the key move. And it honestly means that we can go straight past every single train. The first time we have for a little while, and we can go straight to Brock and just decimate his team. We went in at level 7, we end up at level 11, which, yeah, we're doing very good for time right now. And it's not even as if Weepinbell's going to level up very fast as well. It's in the medium slow group, so it's not the worst one, but to be fair, it's pretty damn good. And one of the worst things about Weepinbell, I would say, probably is the grass poison typing. It means that we're going to be weak to the likes of Sabrina. We're going to have quite a hard time with her. The moveset that we learn as we level up isn't also the best as well. We don't even get Razor Leaf until level 42, which is ridiculous. But in terms of what we get in the early game, we get that Vine Whip, we get Growth, Sleep Powder. Sleep Powder is a great move to have in Gen 1, because Sleep is very overpowered. And it means that we can pretty much decimate Brock and Misty without really breaking a sweat. We're level 18, 19 at the end of this battle, and yeah, we're just going to really do very well in this early game. And then just from the early game in itself, considering that kind of makes or breaks a solo run, I think we're actually going to end up on a pretty good time for Weepinbell, even when we're against Pokemon that we're quite weak to, like this Pidgeotto. Unfortunately, we're going to lose this first attempt against the rival on the bridge. But as soon as you get Sleep, you can just wrap it down and just trickle away its health in your own pace. You don't really need to use Growth up until later, because we haven't really got the Badge Boost for that yet. I'm kind of just using Growth just to get the special, because I want to be able to one-shot things with Vine Whip. And because the Abra just can't attack you, it's going to be a one-shot free battle. You can get through the Charmander pretty easily, even though it's now got fire moves. But moving on to the SSN, we're at level 25 now. We can't actually learn Body Slam, which is, it's annoying, but it doesn't mean that the moveset or the strategies we're going in with are going to be that much of a problem, I would say. We just use the sleep powder, wrap techniques to take out the Pidgeotto. Vine Whip's going to take out the Kadabra and the Raticate. Charmeleon's going to go down to a couple of Vine Whips now we've set up Growths. And most Pokemon at this, honestly, the early game for Weepinbell is very easy. And considering it's the first one out of the 3 that I've done with Bellsprout and Victreebel and Weepinbell, I'm actually very interested to see how Victorybell's going to do better. And maybe if we can even beat it as a Bellsprout. Like, that would be really cool if we could do that. And even Surge is not going to be a problem. We resist electric type moves. So we're going to do really, really well. It's just... yeah, I didn't actually go into this without... I went into this run thinking it's going to be quite an average Pokemon. I haven't seen anyone else do solo runs with it. And you always get a bit of a bit of satisfaction when you go against your evolved form and you just completely beat it. We can set up all of our growths, and now we've got Acid as well. Not the greatest move, but it's going to do more damage now than the Vine Whip will do. And reason why we're going against Erica now before Giovanni is because I want that Mega Drain. That's going to be one of our key moves moving into the rest of the game. And now we've got Mega Drain. Giovanni is not going to be a problem whatsoever. He's got 2 Rock Ground Pokemon. We can recover our HP. The Kangaskhan is probably the most serious threat on his team right at this moment for us. But we do have Sleep Powder. We've picked up Double Edge as well. So because our attack is actually really good. For a Grass-type Pokemon, 95 base attack is really, really good. So, yeah, like, we can actually have that variation between the moves, 90 base attack. We can have that variation between the physical attacking moves and the special attacking moves. And we've got quite a good all-rounded Pokemon. I would say this is probably the contender to be the best grass type for Gen 1. Because we get a lot of good moves, we get a lot of coverage. Maybe not the best moves that we could have got. Like if we got Body Slam, we would have done this a lot better. But we can even learn Sword Stance. We can get Double Edge. We got Mega Drain, Solar Beam, Mimic. We won't teach Double Team. We do not use that move. And even though the TM move pool is not that great, you can actually still get a very good strategy going with Weepinbell. You can even put Rest on if you really wanted. You can get Reflect. But yeah, even with like quite a small move pool, it's a very, very good Pokemon. It's why I'm talking over most of these battles instead of narrating them as much as I usually do. Because there's not much to talk about. We've barely lost in all of this with grass Pokemon. But moving after Lavender Tower, going into Silphco, we've picked up Sword Stance. We need to keep the Pidgeot asleep because it's pretty much just going to go for Wing Attack. And yeah, we do lose this attempt because we were trying to set up too much. So yeah, we do have... With bad strategy, we can lose, so we just need to time which is going to be the better time to use Sleep Powder, Sword Stance, and go for Double Edge. We want Mega Drain there as well so we can recover our health. And this is pretty much going to be the strategy moving forward. We want to make sure we can recover health, we want to make sure we can hit hard, but because we have to rely on Double Edge, which does recoil damage, we also can't just go gung-ho and just Double Edge everything, so we'll just eventually knock ourselves out. Which is why you've got to pick and choose your Pokemon to use Mega Drain on. Alakazam, it's got terrible defenses and it takes off a lot of damage, so when it comes into the Charizard, yeah, unfortunately we lose this one as well. So instead of going against rival in Silphco, I decided, you know what, let's go get a few more levels elsewhere. Let's see if we can make up our time, and we'll go and beat Koga, because to be fair, we've got a good type advantage against him, being Grass Poison. He hasn't got any super effective moves. We can use Double Edge and take down most of Pokemon, and then the Weezing comes out, and we're going to have to use Mega Drain here just to get our health back, because if he uses his Explosion, we've pretty much we've lost. But in that attempt, we do really well, and we head back over to Silphco. You might be wondering why the footage is going really, really quickly. Honestly, there was a lot of the footage that was actually good in this run was just from the actual battles, and because they're quite long drawn out battles with using Mega Drain, recovering your health quite a lot, we do lose time because we can't just go around one-shotting things. We have to pick and choose which moves we're using and when. So it means that the battles do end up being a bit longer, but it does mean as well that we get the more consistent strategy going through. As you see there, we beat the Charizard with level 44, maybe a few levels higher than I was planning on, but we still beat it. And as you can see there, we're only at 2 hours and 41 minutes going into Giovanni. That's a very good time for this point in the game, considering the majority of my runs so far. There's only the likes of Clefairy, Gengar, Zapdos that have really kind of got to the end game around about that 3 hours mark. So to be fair, for a middle tier Pokemon, not the greatest typing in Gen 1, it's doing really, really well. And honestly, for the first time, I'm putting that down to Double Edge. It's not a move that I generally go for, but because we didn't have Body Slam, it was the next best option. Takedown, it's not as powerful as Double Edge. There is greater recoil on Double Edge, but to be fair, it does more damage, and when you've set up your Sword Stances, most things are going to be a one-hit KO. You've just got to be able to survive until then, and that's the reason why you put Mega Drain on. And then I remembered 7th gym leader is Blaine. We have got a very bad type disadvantage here. So you see me pause there for a second just thinking, what should I do? Should I just go for the Double Edge? It doesn't even take out a Growlithe in one, so we are going to need to set up our Sword Stances to get through these Pokemon. Double Edge doesn't even take out the Ponyta, so we are going to have to set it asleep, but unfortunately we get caught in the Fire Spin. And this is a dicey situation. It's bad strategy on my part. We finally get the Ponyta asleep and we can recover a bit of health with Mega Drain. In Gen 1, sleep is completely broken. At least you're looking at around about 4 or 5 turns, I would say. I think it usually says, it's about, you can wake up straight away, but then you've also got an extra turn to take before you can actually attack again. So even if you wake up from sleep and the opponent is faster, you can put them straight back to sleep and just begin that whole cycle again. Because of that little quirk, though, it means we can actually set up Sword Stance really quickly. Our Badge Boost glitch has played into effect, and we actually beat Blaine first try because of that. We had incredible attack there. I really should think about contacting someone to get like the overlay on there so they can see like the stats in real time. That would be really cool, but I am not techie enough to figure that out for myself, if I'm being honest. If anyone knows anyone that could do that for me, please link him in the comments below and I'll have a chat to him. And we'll see how we can make these videos even better, because I want to grow this channel a bit more. I want to finally get to a video where I actually have over 100 views on it. Closest we've got is around about the 70-80 mark, so yeah, if you have watched these videos, thank you very much for taking the time to do that. And yeah, we'll continue pushing out these videos because I want to do at least the first 150 Pokemon. Talking about Sabrina though, of course the Alakazam is an annoying Pokemon, but even when it sets up Reflect, we've had our Sword Stances up, we managed to win first time. There's only really 1 or 2 fights in this whole run where I didn't win first time. The rival in Silphcore, the rival on Nugget Bridge. The rival so far has been the biggest problem, and rightly so. He becomes the champion at the end. He's got the most varied team, so you can't just go with one strategy for the whole fight. You have to make sure you've got enough to go for the variation. But bringing back to Giovanni right now, we've got his Nidoqueen asleep. We're setting up our Sword Stances. As soon as we've got them set up, Double Edge is going to come out and we are going to just shred through the team. There we go, there's the Nidoqueen down. And if it takes out the Nidoqueen, it also means the Nidoking is going to go down in one as well. Unless we get a critical hit. How annoying. So yeah, Nidoking's going to go down after that critical hit. We can move on to the Rhydon. And yeah, it's going to be pretty easy victory in all. But this is where the challenge gets really hard for Weepinbell. Sorry if you can see my cursor on there. I actually do play this on the Open Emulator app, so if you see my mouse waving around on the screen in any videos, that's the reason why. And yeah, this is where the challenge actually starts to get really, really difficult. So we're at level 49 here, we haven't used any of our rare candies, we can pick up 11 throughout the playthrough. And this is where I'm starting to realise how big of a problem that Pidgeot is going to be. It does outspeed us, but we can put it to sleep after one wing attack. Thankfully, it doesn't have a more powerful move at this point. It will have Sky Attack later, but Sky Attack is a 2-turn move. So we get a chance to put it to sleep, we can take it out quite easily, and then the Rhyhorn always comes out next, so that means that we can then Mega Drain and get back our HP. The Execute comes out, Double Edge is going to be enough to take that down now that we've got Sword Stance up. The Gyarados comes out next, we're going to put it to sleep, and then we're going to get a little bit of health back before we use a Double Edge. We want as much HP going into the Alakazam as possible, You know, we're going to just use Mega Drain, take it out completely. Yeah, there we go. Now we've got full health going into the Alakazam, level 50, but we have leveled up, which also means that the badge boost glitch has now not played into effect. We do take it out in one hit, and now the Charizard comes out. If we get hit here, Flamethrower. I don't think we're going to take it out because Recall's going to kill us. There we go. So we needed to get up an extra level or two just to make sure the badge boost glitch didn't play into effect. So whenever I need to do that, I always go over to Saffron and go to the fighting dojo, get a few levels there. We can take out a few Pokemon, and we can manipulate our experience so that we're not going to level through that battle, at least hopefully. I'm not the greatest at maths, so we'll soon find out if it does. And it's good to go here because you get little bits of HP, of experience. Primates give you quite a bit as well. So all in all, it's around about 3,000 to 4,000, and after taking out the Karate Master as well, it's always nice to see Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan earlier on in the game, because I would say this guy, depending on when you actually go into the fighting dojo, he's harder than Bruno's Pokemon. For one, it's got Comet Punch there, but just usually when you go into Saffron, you'd probably be around about the same level. So to be fair, I would say that Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee are probably better. Now we've got up a couple of levels. The level 52 going into this now. We outspeed the Pidgeot now as well, and because of that, the Pidgeot recognises that it needs to be speedier to beat us. So we're now going into the Rhyhorn 23 HP. We haven't set up Swords Dance, so we're going to have to do that on a later Pokemon, probably on the Execute. We'll put it to sleep, we'll set up our Swords Dancers, get a bit of HP back. Double Edge still isn't enough to take it out, so we do need those Swords Dancers. So probably going to be asleep one more turn. There we go, it's back awake, and we use Double Edge. Next up's the Gyarados, which we can get our HP back on using Mega Drain. So we'll put it asleep, take it down with Mega Drain. Even with the badge boost glitch, it's still not doing very much, but it is a water flying, so to be fair, it does resist grass. We have better attack than we do special, and we're going into the Alakazam with 113 HP. If we get hit by Psychic, we'll probably be dead, but we do outspeed because of the badge boost glitch, and we're moving into Charizard without leveling up, which is key. So one Double Edge is going to be more than enough to take it out. We can now move on to the Elite Four, and this is where I'm going to slow down the footage a little bit. Every battle up until those rival battles pretty much have been extremely easy with a Weepinbell, but the Elite Four is the biggest test in Gen 1, so I'm going to slow down the footage so we can actually talk a bit more about what's happening. The Dugong, its best attack it could have used against us was Aurora Beam, but because it was asleep, it doesn't get a chance to use it. The Cloyster does, but since we are mainly focusing on using Mega Drain in this fight, we're going to continually get our HP back. We can set up Swords Dance against the Slowbro, so we can do more damage with Mega Drain or with Double Edge. And it's going to be a two-shot on the Slowbro. It is quite a slow Pokemon, hence the name, and the Jinx comes out. So we're going to use Double Edge against the Jinx and hope we don't level up. We do, so possibly here we're not going to do as much damage, but we thankfully outspeed and we can use Mega Drain, get a bit of HP back. It's still asleep, so unless it wakes up, yep, it's not going to wake up, and we have beaten Lapras. So there we go, we're through on Lorelei without losing one Pokemon, and we're on to Bruno next. And I don't think Bruno's going to be a problem whatsoever. We have pretty good moves all around to take out his Pokemon. We can get back our HP on the Onyxes that he's got. And this is where I realised the Hitmonchan actually is a bit of a problem here. It has Ice Punch, and one Double Edge wasn't enough to take it out. So we need to set up our Swords Dancers while it's asleep. We can now outspeed everything else. Now Double Edge is taking out everything. We can get our HP back with Mega Drain because the Machamp's coming up, and if it uses Submission, that could be quite problematic. But one Double Edge is more than enough to take it out. We'll let go up to level 56. We haven't used our rare candies yet. So we're actually going to use them here before the Agatha fight because her ghost Pokemon are going to be annoying. We've only got Mega Drain that can really do anything against them. And The only other thing that I really can do against them is I have picked up the TM for Mimic. So that could be the crucial move that actually helps us through this battle. But I'm going to see how well we do with Mega Drain to start off with. So, we can put them to sleep. We can then use Swords Dance. Makes us a bit faster, makes us a bit more... Well, makes our special a bit better, but because the Gengar is just annoying, it puts us to sleep, uses Dream Eater and Confuse Ray, and we lose this fight. So what am I going to do differently for Agatha? Well, it's the strategy I was talking about before. We are going to get rid of Double Edge and go for Mimic, which means that we're also not going to have Double Edge for Lance, which could be a problem, but right now the problem in front of us is Agatha. We need to get that Gengar asleep, then set up, get our HP back, and from there we can also... Oh, we hit ourselves in confusion, come on, we need Mimic, and we are going to get Dream Eater. Because we have Sleep Powder, which is a better move than Hypnosis, once we've put him to sleep we can get our HP back better by using a Psychic attack, Dream Eater. Which is super effective, means we can also get through a Pokemon a lot quicker than using Mega Drain. So Dream Eater is just now going to decimate her team, and I thought honestly this is a pretty cool strategy using Mimic there. Using probably her most powerful move against her, and we're just tearing through the team now. I probably should have thought about this on the first attempt, but to be fair, it just... it honestly made me very happy to use this strategy. Sleep Powder and Dream Eater. So yeah, once we've got that strategy set up, honestly the battle becomes very, very easy. They can't really do much while they're asleep, so to be fair, Agatha goes down quite easily. And that's a second try victory. We've only lost once against the Elite Four so far. But we don't have Double Edge anymore, so what does that mean for now we're going into Lance? Let's see how the battle goes. So, we're going to start off with Sleep Powder, as we should really, and we're going to Mimic... Say it with me. Say it with me. Actually, to be fair, it's going to be Hyper Beam, let's be honest. But we only get 2 PP for it. The reason why I went for Hyper Beam over Hydro Pump is because Dragon resists water. And Hyper Beam is a great move. And in Gen 1, if you take out a Pokemon in one hit with it, it also doesn't count for the recharge on the next attack. Which is great. I mean, annoyingly we missed there, so we're going to have to get rid of both of them. But it also means now we really don't have many PP points left for the rest of this battle. And we're missing quite a lot. We haven't even had like Sand Attack done on us at all. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to do with this amount of PP. I probably should have went into this battle using an Ether or something, or PP up on Mimic. But yeah, this is going to be a bit of a slog now. Mega Drain finally takes out the Dragonair. It's about 4 PP we used on that. And yeah, looking at the PP, I just don't think this is going to be possible on this attempt. Unless we got critical hits every single time, it's just not mathematically possible with the amount of PP left. The better thing about the Dragonairs, they're not actually going to attack us. They see that we're a poison type, so they're only going to use agility. That's Gen 1 AI fear. They see that they have a super effective move. Whether it does damage or not, they still recognise that as a super effective move. So, unless I'm going to really go all the way for struggle, yeah, we're going to lose this attempt. And we managed to get to sleep. Let's use our final... Ah, well, we're not going to. We're hitting ourselves in confusion. So, this is going to be possible if we make sure we've got full PP going into this. Because Hyper Beam will be the perfect move to use. So we're going to use Sleep Powder. And, yeah. We're actually going to get rid of... Mega Drain. Because we have got Solar Beam. I went back to Cinnabar, I went and got it, went through the Elite Four again. Solar Beam is a much more powerful grass type move. So we're going to learn Agility for the... and we're going to increase both our speed and we're going to increase our attack. So this means that when Solar Beam actually hits, it's just going to decimate the opponent. And because the Dragonair and the Dragonite are only ever going to use Agility or Barrier, it means that we can set up Solar Beam without having to worry. The only one we're going to have to worry about is this Aerodactyl. And that was pretty much the best strategy I could do with the moveset we had. When it comes to the champion fight, honestly, you're going to be very surprised of how we went about winning the champion fight. All I can say is right now, the time is very quick. Dragonite's just come out, Sleep Powder, Solar Beam, and we're going to get through this. Whoa, actually, I might not have enough PP to do this. Oh. Oh no. This has got a crit. Come on. Come on. Oh no. Okay, so for the first time in quite a while, I am now going to have to resort to beating this Dragonite with struggle. Oh wow, how has it got to this? I thought I'd calculated this right. I mean, we're gonna win when we get to struggle, but yeah, this was not the most graceful way to go about beating Lance. Wow. So if you didn't know as well, in Gen 1 the opponent's Pokemon don't have power points for their moves, so they can infinitely use agility, barrier, whatever moves they've got. Reason why this is interesting because of their AI. They recognise I'm a poison type Pokemon, so that means that they'll only use their psychic type moves, which are barrier and agility. So that means they will infinitely spam those two moves, so we can get rid of all our PP and we can go and win that battle with struggle. Not very graceful, but yeah, let's move into the final rival fight. So Pidgeot is not asleep. We have set up Solar Beam. How much damage? It doesn't even do half damage. Oh, come on. Thankfully, it goes for Sky Attack, but that means we also need to take it out before that hits. We need to get past this Pidgeot as quick as possible. Otherwise, there's not going to be much chance of us winning this. We want to get to the Alakazam. If I can mimic Recover, we've got a recovery move. But Psychic's going to hit. It's going to do big damage. We're only on 4 HP. This is not looking good. So I'm going to go straight for Solar Beam again. If we can get through to one of the other Pokemon, get them to sleep. Yes, please stay asleep. And we're past the Alakazam. This is looking alright. Well, not alright. It's not looking great. We're at 7 HP. Rhydon is a slow Pokemon, so we can set up Sword Stance now. Hopefully this means as well that it's going to stay asleep. Ah, it's not asleep. Sleep Powder, yes. I'm back. We're back into it. So 7 HP. I'm going to be pretty proud of myself if I can do this with 7 HP. So, if there's any move that I could... I'm on 7 HP, come on guys. I'm going to mimic Horn Drill. Let's see how we do. We're fast. Now we've set up Sword Stance, we're really fast. We're going to go for Solar Beam against the Rhydon because it's super effective. But am I going to outspeed the Executor? Right, it's put sleep, so let's see if we can, let's go for it. Horn Drill. We hit. Okay, Gyarados. Let's put it to sleep. Can we do it again with Horn Drill? No, we missed that one. We missed that one. Come on, Blimp. Yes, get in. Oh, come on, can we do it? Can we do it? Horn Drill, come on. Oh, who thought you'd be waking up today, watching a Weepinbell Solo Run video, and winning, and the Weepinbell winning the game with Horn Drill? Who would have put them two moves together? Oh, this run actually made me very, very happy. I'll be completely honest with you guys. But now we've completed it. Weepinbell is in the Hall of Fame. Let's see what time we finished on. So we finished level 65. And we finished at 4 hours 25 minutes. You know what, that's honestly not too bad. Alakazam was around about 4 hours mark, so for Grass Poison Pokemon to have got that time, I'm honestly very impressed with it. It makes me more interested as well to do the Bellsprout or the Victory Bell run when that comes around, but for now guys, thank you for watching the video. Please like, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff, it really helps out the channel. And we didn't have us another channel to have as the rival for this video. We just had our mate Ben. He'll soon have his channel up and running, and hopefully I'll do some collaborations with him very soon. For now guys, take care.